Hello, Math 143 student. My name is Ethan A. Smith, and I am a full-time instructor here at Catawba Valley Community College, and I will be your instructor for your online Math 143 Section 850 course over these next 8 weeks. So I wanted to make this quick video to kind of go over the course in Blackboard and walk you through what you need to get started and the setup of the course overall. So I'm going to hide my face and go ahead and get started showing you our Blackboard course. Alright, so I have our Blackboard course open here. When you open the quantitative literacy site for the first time, this is the first announcement that you're going to see. I want you to go ahead and make note of two things. You will be required to come to campus on 2 days. The first one will be Tuesday, June 26th, 2018. And then again on Wednesday, July 25th, 2018. You must take an in-person proctored exam for the midterm and the final in this course. Another very important date is associated with the mandatory census quiz. You must take the mandatory census quiz by Sunday, June 3rd, 2018 at 11:59 p.m. If you do not take this quiz by that specified date and time, you will be withdrawn from the course, and that is state law. I can't make an extension for that date. It is set in stone. Alright, so now we've got that kind of out of the way, I'm going to go over here to our Getting Started tab and walk you through some of the things that are in there. The first is the Master Course Syllabus. This has the same template for all of the courses. And goes over a lot of things basically from the catalog. The real document I would like for you to read through in great detail is the Instructor Syllabus. It outlines the textbook that you'll need, and I will talk about that in more detail in a moment. You will be required to use some form of calculator comparable to a TI-30. However, we are going to have a lot of discussion about online calculators as well. Again, bold highlighted letters, that mandatory census quiz is very, very important. It is how the state and I will verify your enrollment. And again, if you do not take it by that time and date, you will be dropped. This is technically considered a hybrid course because we do make you come to campus twice during the semester. However, those are the only 2 times you'll be required to come to campus unless you want to drop in for some office hours or come visit the Learning Assistance Center, which I will talk about in a little bit. I will use Blackboard extensively for both communication and for posting all assignments. This is how your grade is calculated inside of Blackboard. Your Webassign is 20%. Your labs are 40%. And then your midterm and final are both 20%. Which gives you a total for 100% of your grade. The Blackboard Grade Center automatically does all these calculations, so the grade that you see in there is the most current and up to date. We will use Webassign, which is an online homework program for mathematics and science. I'm going to walk you through accessing Webassign a little later in this video, but for now, you will have to have it. You will have to pay for it. It is 20% of your grade. This class is very, very dependent on your ability to not only do lab work, but to do group lab work. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now, this class is group work heavy, and yes, it is online group work heavy. And we're going to be talking about how you can collaborate with your fellow students inside of Blackboard or via email, but I just want to set the precedence now that you will have to collaborate with other students. Your grades are connected in group work. Almost every lab in this class will be a group lab, and that is how every Math 143 course is taught here at CVCC. Again, midterm date, final exam date. I would make preparations to come to campus now on those days. And then the other general information regarding that. Let me go back up to my contact information. there is my office phone. You're more than welcome to call it and leave a message. The quickest way, given that this is an online course, is probably going to email me. I am on campus every day that it is open. So Monday through Thursday, I have a set aside office hour from 11 to 12. But currently I should be here from 9 until usually about 3. I do have a class, however, from noon until 2:20. So there would be that to take into consideration. But that 11 to 12 is set aside just if you want to drop in and see me in person. I do ask that when you do email me that you give me at least 24 to 36 hours to respond. With the exception of holidays and weekends, I will do my best to answer on weekends and check my email frequently. However, so for example, with the we will have the Independence Day holiday July 4th and 5th during the semester, and I may not be able to respond to your email as promptly during that time. So please keep that in consideration when emailing. All right. Then there's about netiquette. You can read over that. And we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of learning about 143. So in here, again, I am Ethan Smith, full-time instructor here. You can read about that. You do have to take the mandatory census quiz. I should back up for just a second and kind of show you. These are called learning modules. So anytime I mention something about a learning module, I'm talking about the things that look like a little PowerPoint slide with the graphs. And inside of here, you'll see it's organized. Here's your table of contents. And it shows everything that's inside of this learning module. So for example, when you want to learn about the midterm and final, well, that's all the information there. Or the technology that you'll be given. You can learn about all that in here. So there's a lot of stuff to read through in these, including the grade distribution, all there. So speaking of, here's the textbook. The two options is to get the e-text with the Webassign access code. Now, if you get the e-text option, that means you are not getting a hard copy. Now, if you want a hard copy textbook, the bookstore does offer loose leaf textbook options. And I'm sure you could also find maybe a cheaper paperback option via some other retailer if you want. But I do ask that you have the most, well, not the most recent, the second edition. There is a third edition, but we are still using the second edition, so you could probably find that a little more cheaper somewhere else. Big thing is you must have access to Webassign some way, shape, or form. All right, so let's go back to the getting started. I'm going to give you the time to read over this other, this other video regarding how all the group labs are graded. I don't want to go in that detail. There is a 6-minute video located in the Getting Started tab that says Learn About Math 143 Groups and Labs. And that goes through all of this, so I don't want to spend that time here. What I want to do is kind of talk to you a little about Webassign. So here's how I get the Webassign. What I do is I go over here to where it says Course Tools, and the first thing it says is Webassign, or Access Webassign. Or the second, I guess, really. Okay, so once you've got into Webassign, you will see that if you haven't already purchased an access code, it'll say that you have 13 days remaining in your free trial. You can purchase the access code. If you don't want to go to the bookstore and use financial aid, you can purchase it directly right there. But if you do have an access code, I'm pretty sure if you click on that, it'll open and give you the option to enter your access code or go ahead and buy it. So buying it outside of the bookstore looks like it's going to cost you $87.99, but that's with the ebook. And if you're going to buy just the Webassign alone, it's $51.99. So there are those two options. And again, this is without financial aid. You'll need to go to the bookstore and purchase the access code, and then you'll enter it there. But once you're in Webassign, it's organized like this. All of your assignments for the semester are already posted. I have also put in the corresponding due dates to those assignments. And then you can access the textbook by clicking here. For copyright purposes, I'm not going to click on it because it will open a textbook. But nonetheless, you can open the Getting Started. This is your first Webassign assignment, and it kind of walks you through how to answer questions in Webassign. So for example, click that one, and this is the correct one, and then you can submit. What's beautiful is it'll automatically grade it. It'll give you that feedback, and then you can move on, and it's saved. Like you already have now, or I have 1 out of 10, so 10%, and I can just keep going. Select the one called correct, submit, and now at the top it has re-updated my grade, so now I got a 20%. All right, so that's Webassign, and we've got lots and lots to do. There's some other additional resources down here. I will talk about more of those a little later. So that's Webassign. Let's go back to our course. So here we are back in 143. So let's go to the Course Contents tab. Currently, I don't have anything. Let's go to Assignments. Okay, so in the Assignments tab, I do have 3 things to look at. First is a Class Introductions. So if I go in here, I can see everybody who's already posted. Great. I have myself posted one here. You can read a little about me. You can respond if you want. So let's go back to Assignments. The first thing you should do is take the mandatory census quiz, because what's going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and take it. So let's see, Ethan A. Smith, I must take 2 exams on campus, and my Webassign is worth 40%. I'm going to say true. Save and submit. Alright, took me 0 minutes. Uh-oh, I got one wrong. Webassign is worth 40%. That's not true. Remember, Webassign is only worth 20%. Now, let's go out of here, and let's look at something. Now there's this new folder that says Unit 1 that's popped up. And so I already have my first 2 assignments ready to go now that I've taken the mandatory census quiz. So I can go ahead and start taking this Ethos, Pathos, and Logos quiz, or start learning about Simpson's paradox. Also important to note that over here under Course Content, now that I've taken the mandatory census quiz, I also have my Unit 1 lessons, which is also about Ethos, Pathos, and Logos. So I highly advise you to watch this video first, and learn about Ethos, Pathos, and Logos before you jump in and do the assignments, or that first Ethos, Pathos, Logos quiz. And this will be automatically graded as well. Alright, so I hope that's a good overview of how to get started today. So just to refresh, go take the mandatory census quiz located in the Assignments tab. Once you have taken that, you can start working on the Simpson's paradox lab, which is under the Assignments tab, or start learning about Ethos, Pathos, and Logos under the Course Contents lab, and then take the Ethos, Pathos, and Logos quiz, which is located under the Assignments tab. So any assignment that is graded will be under the Assignments tab. Any information for you to learn the material, including where to reference the textbook, is under the Course Contents tab. So we will follow the 4 or 5 button setup in this online course. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at esmith845@cvcc.edu or call me. My information is on the top of the syllabus. I look forward to working with you this semester and learning about each of you, and I will send out a message and probably another video talking about how group labs will work tomorrow, because you will be getting your first group lab assignment first thing in the morning. All right.